Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah, Yahweh Shemar Atham Bashim Yahshua. This precinct officer precinct officer 1000 Matham Yard. You know what I mean, taking over for the scripture breakdown class until Officer Yadiyah comes in. I'll be holding it down till he get here. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody tuning in. We about to get it on with this class. All right, and shout out to the Lord's 56th annual Passover. You know what I mean? Shouts to that. You know what I mean? Most High in Christ, we was all able to come down there to Houston, Texas, and see all the brothers and sisters out there. We was able to, indulge in this brotherhood that only the ISUPK has, you understand, under Commander Jerry Hanna. This is the only place you're going to see blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians come together in unison, you know what I mean, without brothers fighting one another, being envious of one another, without brothers, getting into little, scuffles or anything like that, because we have brotherhood. And this is something that the ISUPK under Commander Jerry Hanna has been, pushing amongst brothers. You know what I'm saying? Commander Jerry Hanna has been, really teaching and grinding into our heads that we have to have brotherhood. And this is what we had, during this Passover. The whole week was amazing, down to the lamb slaughter, scripture breakdown with General Mahayman, 12 Shield General Mahayman, you understand, the Black Party, and last but not least, the Lord's 56th annual Passover, 57th Salaki, 57th annual Passover. You know what I mean? And with the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which we are in right now, we're now in the time where we call the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's where we are right now, where, for 7 days, we have a piece of unleavened bread. We eat some unleavened bread for 7 days. You understand? This is what the Lord had us, do in remembrance of what we had to do in the past. You understand? Where we was in dire situations. We just got we just got up out the land of Egypt. You understand? The land of bondage. You understand? We was into way back when, and we had to, we had to eat lamb and that unleavened bread. We had to eat unleavened bread. Do you think, brother? Yeah, we had to eat unleavened bread. You understand? Because we didn't have a lot of time for the bread to rise up, and cooking it in a fashion where the bread is soft and fluffy and all that. You understand? We didn't have a lot of time to, bake it and all that stuff where it comes up, fluffy. You know what I mean? So we had to hurry up and get the bread out of there, and we ate it in an unleavened state. You understand? And this is what we do for 7 days. After the day after Passover, we go ahead and, eat that unleavened bread. You know what I mean? It was an amazing week, and we're gonna, keep pushing this truth forward. Now it's time. It's crunch time right now. Iran is at it with America, and Slovakia is at it with the USA, and is at it with the so-called state of Israel right now. You understand? We're in crunch time right now, like obviously Yadiyah said. You understand? We, in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left on the clock. You know what I mean? And 20 seconds left on the clock. Slovakia. You know what I mean? And right now is not the time to play. Not to play around about your position. You know what I mean? The Lord is making sure that we see all these nations are, worrying about going into World War III. And they know they're going into World War III. They're going into World War III, and black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, we should all know that means this is the time to, really understand that our time of rule is coming up next. You understand? When these nations fall, we are going to be rising. And that's what I see every day. That's the 57th annual Passover that just passed is proof that we're rising and they're falling. You understand? I see our people out there, celebrating amongst one another. I see our people out there, being kind to one another, being brotherly to one another, sisterly to one another. You know what I mean? Making sure another brother gets fed. You know what I mean? Making sure this family gets food to eat. Making sure that we all have a good time out there, going out our way to make sure we having a good time with one another. You understand? And you know what I mean? And that is the proof of us having a good time. That's the proof of us. You know what I mean? Oh, so like, sir, do you want to take the class, sir? I'm saying whenever you're ready, sir. Slide. Come. And that's the proof that we are going to be rising up and these other nations are falling at the same time. You know what I mean? But now, you know what I mean, we have to just keep the law, statutes, and commandment of the Most High. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? In this time period, our oppressors know how to get us off our square. They know how to get us off our square. They know how to make sure we stay down, we stay beneath everybody else. You know what I mean? Can I get the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20? Bobby Shaw. You know what I mean? Book of Judith in the Apocrypha. Chapter 5, verse 20. They know how to get us in a state where we're at odds with the Most High. They know how to make sure that we don't never be on the Most High's good side, and how we always catch all the hell we catch. You understand? And not the goodness from the Most High. Whenever you got it, brother, you go ahead and read.
The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor,
right,
if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God.
Right. If we sin against our God, the Lord is about to reveal what can happen. Go ahead.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Their what?
Ruin.
Their ruin. You understand? When we start doing things we want to do, when we start eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, when we start celebrating our precious holidays, when we do things that the Lord said for us not to do, you know what I mean? The scripture said this will be what?
Their ruin.
Their ruin. You know what I mean? The oppressor knows once we go outside and outside of what the Lord said that we will be destroyed. You know what I mean? But he also knows another thing. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, read.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Right.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
It says, now if there be no iniquity in their nation, then let my Lord now pass by. Meaning y'all just go the other way and do something else with your time instead of bothering these righteous people. You understand? When they see that we're in our righteous state, they know that they can't do anything with us. They know they can't do nothing with us. Because why? The Lord, I'm going to let the Lord bring it out. Go ahead.
God, lest their Lord defend them.
What?
Let their Lord defend them.
Right. Go ahead.
And their God be for them. And we become a reproach before the world.
You know what's funny? The Lord did this for us in the past in ancient Egypt. That's what the celebration of the Passover is about. You understand? He, made waste of the ancient Egyptians. He will do it again. He's going to do it again. You know what I mean? For this wicked empire called America. Right. You understand? He's going to make sure this place is a lake of fire because of what they do to us today. You know what I mean? They have LGBTQ lifestyles being legal in this place. They have, pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster being legal to eat. Nobody's going to arrest somebody for eating, a seafood boil. Nobody's going to arrest somebody for eating that. Sisters doing it all the time. We need to cut that out. You understand? The Lord is going to destroy this place. He's going to destroy this place. The Most High going to destroy this place because of the evil that's allowed to take place here. You know what I mean? The slavery, the transatlantic slave trade that, helped build this place up using our hard work and our labor, our blood, sweat, and tears to build this empire is wicked as hell. And the Lord going to do something about it. He ain't going to just leave this wickedness be. You understand? You know what I mean? Let me, Micah 2:10, Barbara Shaw. You know what I'm saying? Based off what I was just saying, this place is wicked. And it ain't the time to be, lackadaisical about what you want to do, which side you're going to be on. Right now is the time to pick it. Right now is to pick your side, what you want to be on. You want to be on the side of America? You want to be on the side of doing everything that everybody else is doing? Or do you want to serve God? Do you want to continue putting trees in your home? Do you want to continue putting Christmas trees in your house? You understand? Indulging, in the likenesses of this world. Do you want to continue sending your kids out there and in ghost costumes and things like that, and celebrating some wickedness, some madness called Halloween? You understand? Do you want to keep doing these things that makes you feel comfortable, the things that you've been doing since a child? Or do you want to be on the Lord's side? Do you want to be on the Most High side? You understand? And when the time turns, man, you understand, when the times change, that's going to matter the most. That's going to matter the most. You understand? Oh, the water, brother. The water. You know what I mean? Whenever you lock in, with that, I'm going to pass the class off to Precinct Officer 5000, Yadiyah.
That same scripture. I hope y'all was taking heed to what Mathumyah was breaking down to you. Mathumyah was breaking down to you is the importance, of coming back to our God. Our people in the world right now are celebrating what? Again, they celebrated what? Easter. First of all, Easter ain't in the Bible. And that word that you see as Easter is translated of what we just did. The Lord's Passover. Give that a hand, man. Pick up to the Lord's Passover in Houston, Texas. Pick up, the Commander General Yohana, as always, the generals, the captains, man, Captain Yadiyah, the whole Texas crew, put on, made everybody feel comfortable, man. When our people come together, man, that's the kingdom of heaven right there. And this is what you have to understand, Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. The world doesn't want you to celebrate the Passover. Right. The entire earth in the society of these heathens and these oppressors do not want us to come back to our laws, statutes, and commandments. They do not want us to keep our high holy days. They do not want us to keep our feast days. It's a battle for every brother and sister, and you have to fight. Right. You have to fight. You can't let Satan win, man. You can't. Here in the Israelite School of UPK, man, we are determined, to come back to our God and do what his commandments tell us to do. You got to obey the law. You got to have faith in our King, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You can't go out there and be an individualite. You can't go out there and continue to be in that Christian church and be in that Muslim mosque. I saw some of you out there, having your little lamb dinner. Some of y'all brothers think having lamb on this day, and congregating with 2 or 3 people or whatever on the internet is the Passover. Brother, no, the hell it is not. You just had a lamb dinner and you just upset that you jumped off a porch, that you didn't have to jump off. But it's all right. Lord be with you. Give me Micah chapter 2 and verse 7.
God, book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Arise ye and depart.
You know what I love about this precept, my son? Lord told us to arise ye and depart. There is nothing for you in America. Some of you may think that there's something out there for you. Are you really going to build up Esau's kingdom? Are you going to put all of your time, all of your effort into building up Esau's kingdom and doing what the heathen want you to do and neglecting Christ, not wanting to do for Christ? Because if you're not doing the work of the Lord, whose work are you doing? Whose work are you doing? I tell you who you're doing. You're doing Satan's work. Right. You building up Esau's kingdom. Esau's kingdom is not important. Esau's kingdom, Babylon, is going to fall. And it will rise no more. Read that again from the top.
God, it's the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Arise ye and depart.
Bible says to arise ye and depart. Meaning you got to get up out of this place, man. You got to get up out of this mindset of being a Christian, of being a Muslim, of being in your fake Israelite group. Stop being rebellious. Keep going.
God, for this is not your rest.
How the hell can you have rest in a place where we are unalived constantly? We are abused continually. That's what you got to understand, man. If you think you can find rest in America, if you Black or Latino, you are heavily mistaken. Look at what ICE is doing to our Latino brothers and sisters and our First Nation brothers and sisters. And don't think it ain't going to happen to you, Black man and woman. It's coming to you as well, on top of the other things that happen to our people, man. And these things don't happen to these heathen, man. Look on y'all. Do the Chinese get persecuted by ICE? I'm just asking, because I ain't never see it. I have never seen any Chinese or Japanese or anybody, you know what I mean, of Lot's children that get persecuted by the oppressor in ICE. But I see Latinos getting persecuted. I see that First Nation and Seminole Indian man being persecuted. That's what you got to realize as the Lord's chosen people. You got to take your mind out of this place, man. You got to take your mind out of America. One of the precepts is in Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, where it said, learn not the way of the heathen. We ain't supposed to be doing what they doing. You ain't supposed to be celebrating Easter. First of all, the celebration of Easter, Nathaniel Allah, is a Babylonian custom and of a Babylonian goddess named Ishtar or Ishtar. You ain't supposed to be doing that, man and woman. But a lot of you will have your children pass through the fire because you want to be down with Esau. You want to be down with the oppressor. You think you free, white, and 21. That is impossible for you, Black and Latino man and woman. We are nothing like the oppressor, and we cannot live like them. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Read on. Lord Christ.
Because it is polluted.
Because it is what?
Polluted.
It is polluted. How do you know that this place is polluted, man? Some of y'all was talking about it earlier. First of all, this is what you gotta understand. The wickedness that they promote in this place is insane. First of all, in America, they don't even know what a woman is. Y'all, we know Nathan know what women is. He got a lot of them. Some of y'all, Nathan got a lot of that. A lot. But some of y'all too. He back there smiling, you know what I mean, being facetious. You know, y'all know. But in America, they tell you that if a man can wake up one day and put on a dress, and now we got to call him Sheila. Now we got to call him Charlene. Now we got to call him Mabel or Beth. God damn. This place is polluted, man. Listen, man, they make it in the fun. This place is so diabolical. See, we have dietary laws. You know what I mean? We do all the good stuff. You know what I mean? In Leviticus, the 11th chapter, that's lawful. But the oppressor and Moab and these Hamites, they eating each other. They eating the kids. I know you saw what was going on in them Epstein files. They eating people. They Jeffrey Dahmer and Hannibal Lecter. You ain't supposed to be doing that, man. This place is polluted. It's polluted. And how do you know it's polluted? Now you think like that. Now you want to think like an oppressor. You want to do the things that they do. You can't, Black man, Latino man. And you wonder why you don't prosper here in America. You wonder why you can never build yourself up. You wonder why you chase that career. You chase that elevator plantation. You go to school. You live the way Esau tell you to live. And deep down inside, you don't feel fulfilled. Deep down inside, you know you're not living right. You know why that is? Because there is a way to live. And every Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman has to understand that. You have to live by the means of how the Most High wanted us to. Living is keeping his commandments, and we're going to go into that too. Is there any more?
Come.
Go ahead.
It shall be destroyed.
It shall what?
It shall destroy you.
It shall destroy you. Man, listen, America will destroy you. How do you know America will destroy you? How do you know it? Look at what they're doing. If you out there in the world and you celebrated Easter, guess what? You already destroyed. You got your children in some field or some garden or some yard picking up plastic eggs filled with candy. Goddamn. You letting your babies pass through the fire. Pass through the real fire. You know what that really is? Because all I hear is, the Rimfram and Baal, when they see our shields, they see these Dawadas and Thanyala, they be high like, you see, them brothers are sinning. They don't know that I saw on YouTube that's the star Rimfram. Like you know, that's Baal. You know what I mean? We ain't supposed to be doing that's Molech. You want to know what passing through the fire of Molech really is? Having your babies learn the customs of the oppressor and celebrating Easter. Having your babies celebrating Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving. And you yourself. I went over last time I talked to Nathaniel about how silly and simple some of you are for wanting to celebrate your birthday like a child. Ain't nothing special about you. What you got to understand is, man, That type of mind state will destroy you because this place is polluted. It has polluted your mind. There is a phrase that we use, right, that I love, and it's called brainwashed. Everybody in the UPK is brainwashed. You want to know why? They say, I can see them now. They online like, brother, we got you dying now. He's admitting to being brainwashed. You're damn right. I'm going to tell you why. Because my brain was filthy. My brain was polluted. And the truth cleansed me. You was going to say something, Nathan?
Just bring it back to the birthday. I mean, it's only the Black Native American people that takes that birthday to the heart. And once their birthday don't go the way they wanted to go, they now they lose a friend, family, and things like that. Whereas they'll really get them like they don't even care. They just look at it, oh well, it's just another day or another year.
Brother, I'm here to tell you, your birthday never went the way you wanted it to.
Right.
When the hell did you have a birthday that was absolutely perfect? None of you can tell me. Every year that you try, and that should tell you something too. I'm gonna tell you a little personal story of mine. But even before I stopped celebrating birthdays years ago, long before I came into the truth. You know what I mean? About 2-3 years before I came into the truth, I stopped celebrating birthdays. Son, y'all, I was shot at on my birthday. Last one I celebrated. And I wasn't even the one at fault. I was just out there trying to break up a fight. And the nigga still shot the other nigga in front of me. I said, well, goddamn. I'm sitting there in the sun. I said, boy, I am never celebrating another birthday again. So when I came into the truth arc and the Lord said that this was unlawful, I was like, shit. Now I see why. And you wonder why everything goes wrong on that day. Everything is going to go wrong for you as long as you keep disobeying the Most High. Because that type of mind state pollutes yours. That's why the Bible says to arise ye and depart. You know what I mean? Got to get up, not go to Egypt or Zimbabwe or you know what I mean, or Turkey or somewhere. You got to take your mind out of America because this place will destroy you with a sore destruction. Now is the time to wake up to the truth. Now is the time to separate yourself. Give me Leviticus, the 20th chapter. Let me get Leviticus 20 and verse 26. If anybody has any questions online or in the room, I'll be answering your questions tonight. We got to separate, Nathaniel. Separation is key. Our problem is we don't want to separate. Our problem is we want to be like the oppressor. You want to live like him. You want to do everything that he does. You can't. We cannot live like them. As long as we continue to live like them, we are going to be destroyed, or we are going to be destroyed. We got to do the things that make the Most High pleased. And I'm going to show you. Read Leviticus, the 20th chapter and the 26th verse.
God, the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
Our God said, ye shall be holy. What does the word holy mean? I'll tell you what it doesn't mean. Your pastor and your imam with that white robe and gown on, he ain't holy. I can assure you of that. He is not holy. The word holy, when you look it up, means to be set apart. Set apart. Separate. Read on.
God, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from the other people.
Our God is holy. He's separate. The Most High does not love everybody. We just got done celebrating the Passover. I heard, you know what I mean, a so-called Hamite was trying to get in and got tossed out as he should. This is what we got to understand. If the Most High loved everybody, there would be no need for that Passover, would it? Right. It'd be no need for it. Because guess what? Most High does not love everybody. If we were supposed to be together, all kumbaya, all together, why did the Hamites turn to us and enslave us? Why did they do that? Why? How come these other nations have been so cruel to the children of Israel? Why? If God loves everybody, God loves everybody, we should all be together, all kumbaya, no issues, no worries. But that's just a fairy tale that they push to simple blacks and Latinos. You don't love everybody. So why would the Most High love everybody? And let me tell you something. The Most High does not love everybody. And you don't. You don't. A lot of you can name 10 other Israelites that you don't like or love right now. You do not. But you love the oppressor. Oh, you'll put that cap on for Esau. I see it all the time. I see brothers, you know what I mean, that so-called FBA, they talk the biggest trash against the Latinos and the Hispanic tribes. But when it comes to Susie, Becky, you know what I mean, and Bill and Bob and Dan and Al, you won't say a word. You know what I mean, y'all? That's why I love the Israelite School of UPK.
Right.
One of the first things I do when I wake up, brother, you have no idea. Thank the Most High for letting me see another day, brush my teeth, and then I say the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Salagia. I say the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of after. That's the second thing I say. And that's liberating because he is the devil that the Bible speaks of. El hombre blanco es el diablo. Keep reading. And have severed what?
And have severed you from other people.
The Lord severed us from other people. If I take this axe, right? Ooh, this is sharp. And go bow and sever my arm from my body, it's no longer attached. Guess what? Arm's no longer attached. The Lord did that with us, with these other nations. Ibad, can you give me Judges 3:1, Baba Kashar? Also, too, Ibad, I don't know if they know how to. So what? I appreciate you. But some of y'all, can you give me Judges 3:1? We're gonna keep reading from here. And severed you from what?
From other people, that ye shall be mine.
That ye shall be mine. The Lord severed us from the Africans, severed us from these other nations, the East Indians, the Arabs, the oppressors. We ain't supposed to be together. We ain't supposed to be joined with them. The Bible also says, to seek ye not to have peace with them. You ain't supposed to have peace with these other nations, man. Let me tell you something. You're not. Let me tell you something, black man and woman. What you have to understand, and which is really important, they push that narrative solely on our people that we gotta love everybody, that we have to be so accepting of everyone. That's why they get to come in our neighborhoods, man. They get to come and have their convenience stores and their businesses all throughout our neighborhoods. But guess what? Can we go and open up businesses in their neighborhoods? Let me say something to y'all. A brother at my slavery, man. I ain't gonna say his name, you know what I mean? But he told me that there is a new black-owned business in Chinatown. You remember what the pizza shop we used to go to at the 15th and JFK? A brother got that space, he rented it, and he sell cheesesteaks out of there. After we get that tank, you know what I mean, and get everybody out of there, because that's what me and Matham Yad and Ibad are gonna do. Me and Ibad, if they ever give, let me tell you something. If they ever do the right thing with ICE, let us get our shot, brother. Latino man, First Nation man, black man and woman, black man and woman, you are safe. Me, Ibad, and Matham Yad and the fun are going to Chinatown, and we rounding everybody up, and we're gonna stop and have a cheesesteak with fries and something cold to drink. You better believe it. You better believe that. That's what we're gonna do. Can I get Judges chapter 3 and verse 1? Let me tell you why the Lord let these other nations round about us and how we're supposed to deal with them. Read.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel.
So what?
To prove Israel.
These nations that the Lord left round about us was meant to prove us. What does that mean, to prove us? What does that mean when it says to prove Israel? Go ahead, Matham Yad.
Come on, sir.
You have your hand raised? Oh, go ahead, Matham Yad.
Your come on, sir, is to make sure that we're doing what we are supposed to do, not being tricked by these other nations or deceived by them to sin against the Lord.
Was you going to say something else, Nathan? Some of y'all is on it. What he said was heavy. The Lord left these other nations to see what we was going to do, to see if we was going to serve him. And you know what we do? We look at the Chinese man and say, you know what? Let me give Buddha a try. You look at, you know what I mean, the East Indian, let me give Shiva a try. I'm Tawab. You look at Caesar Borgia, you look at that rock that they got over there in Islam, and you say, let me do that. That's our problem. The Lord left these other nations to see who we were going to serve, if we was going to obey him or not. Some of y'all went over this earlier in Judith, the 5th chapter, in the 20th verse. And what's so heavy about that precept, Matham Yad, is this. And what we got to understand, these other nations know who we are. They know. They know exactly who we are. Do not let them fool you. We're the only ones that don't want to accept that we are the children of Israel, that we are God's chosen people. That Mexican man and woman, that Guatemalan man and woman, that Panamanian man and woman, that brother and sister, you know what I mean, from Colombia and Bolivia and from Peru. Guess what? You are the children of Israel. First Nation is Seminole Indian man and woman, Black man and woman in the West Indian Islands, Latino brother in Puerto Rico and Cuba. Guess what? You are God's chosen people. Black man and woman in Haiti, Black man and woman in the Americas. We're the real Jews of antiquity. And the oppressor is not a Jew and will never be a Jew and is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I don't want to hear about Benjamin Netanyahu. I think he's down there. I think Benjamin Netanyahu is down there because I keep seeing these AI videos of him. You know what I mean? every last one of these videos I've been seeing of him in particular is AI. And you know his family is in Florida hiding out with him, hiding out. And you want to know why? Because there's bombs being dropped over there right now. Ooh-wee. I can tell you why you was shy, brother. World War III is on the way. That's why you got to understand something when it comes to our God. You see what's going on in the earth right now. You see what is happening. Iran is not messing around. They closed the Strait of Hormuz. The gas prices is going up by the day. It's damn near $10 in California. Ooh, yeah. $10 whole in California. Go ahead, Nathan. Right now it is. That's regular. You better walk. Our boots was made for walking. So rough spot to be in. I could be in California. I walk from Pomona all the way to San Bernardino. It's a lot. But these are the nations that the Lord left to prove Israel, to see what we were going to do. We got to prove ourselves to our God. And you know why it's so important to prove yourself to the Most High? To see if you love the Most High or not. To see if you're really going to do what he says to do. I'm going to take it back. You know what I mean? We're going to go to some milk. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28 and start at verse 1. This is what we don't understand, man. Life can be very simple. It can be. But we make things so much harder than it has to be. How do you know that we make things harder than what it has to be? I'll show you. The Lord told us this. From y'all, hold Deuteronomy 30. Deuteronomy 30 in verse 19. But first, let me get Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter.
Yes, sir.
Start at verse 1. Public show.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
This is what we was commanded to do. We was commanded to keep our God's laws and statutes. That's what we have to do. Read on.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
The Lord told us that if we kept his commandments, that he would set us on high above all nations on the earth. If we kept his commandments, I should tell you right now, the thing y'all that we're not equal with nobody. That's our problem. We want to be equal or more so subservient. And precept for that is what in Jeremiah 2:14, where it says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Seems like it now, because we under the oppressor and under these other nations and doing what they tell us instead of doing what our God said. Our God said that if we kept his laws, statutes, and commandments, we'd be above everybody. You don't want to be above everybody. You want to be at eye level or looking up at these other nations. Damn all that. Our God told us that if we did what he told us to do, we would be above them. Drop down to verse 15.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Oh, wait, boy. Now, if it come to pass that if we do not hearken, if we don't listen, oh, wait, keep going.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee,
That all these curses shall come upon thee. Keep reading.
and overtake thee.
That these curses will come up against us, man, and overtake us. And we've been overtaken by them. How do you know? Let's go over a few. See if this applies to anybody else but the children of Israel. Read.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Ooh, wee, brother. Cursed shalt thou be in the city. Brother, if you go to every major city in America, who is at the bottom? Who's at the bottom of every major city, brother? Nathaniel. Houston, Texas, right now, if you in the world, boy, it's burning like Mississippi. And if you know what I'm talking about, it's a rough one. The safest place was the Israelite School of UPK. Yeah, I mean, you got to understand that. It's rough out there in the sun. It's rough. You look at the condition of what the children are into, the children got to look up to what? Drug dealers and whores and murderers, man. That's in every major city where we are at the bottom. Where are our Black-owned businesses at in these major cities? Where? Where? Where are our hospitals? Where are our schools? Where are our establishments that we have? The oppressor done burnt them down, you know what I mean? Blew up our cities and did every vile thing to us. Keep reading.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Don't think you're gonna be safe out there on the countryside, brother. You ain't safe out there neither. Yeah, I mean, there's some sundown towns down there in Texas. Forget the brother name. He said he was driving down there. He stopped and saw the sign and said, "Oh, we got to get down to Houston." It's still sundown towns in America. Ooh, you ain't safe in the countryside neither. Cursed shalt thou be in the field. Listen, man, keep going.
Verse 17, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Your pockets and your store is cursed. You ain't got no money. We broke, baby. And our store. What store? Let's count the Black businesses. There ain't that many of them. Count the Black and Hispanic businesses. There ain't too many, which is important to understand something. Drop down to verse 43.
Sure. Verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
The scripture says that the stranger, the heathen, will get above thee very high. That's why Donald Trump is on the top. Did you hear him today in his little press conference? Oh, brother, he was talking about Iran. He said we did a really good mission. You know what I mean? We didn't really lose anybody. You know, I had things under control. You know what I mean? He just got back from Mar-a-Lago playing golf and doing what he does with Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry, Jeffrey. You know Jeffrey down there. He down there with Charlie Kirk and Hulk Hogan and them. Brother, the oppressor is in his heaven. He's in his heaven. The East Indian, the Arabs, the Japanese and Chinese, they got above us very high. That's why when you go to wherever hood you go to, even in Houston, Nathaniel, there's Chinese stores down there too. I said, well, God, now what happened? Took over. East Indians have taken over with Bollywood. The Arabs, you can forget about it. Lamb over rice. I'm like, man, where is Issachar? And it was popping. It was amazing. But you had to go in the hole in the wall for that. Some commercial spots, that's the heathen. Guess what? They got above us very high. And what? Read on.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Brother, we have come down very low, the bottom, because we didn't do what our God told us to. Our issue is that we want to be like them and do the things that they do. There ain't nothing out there in the world. Brother, Esau's world is getting ready to end. Second Ezra 6:9 says, for Esau is the end of the world. His age of society is coming to an end. And Jacob is the beginning of that which cometh after. What do you plan to do when Esau's world crumbles? What are you going to do? You ain't going to have that elevator plantation, you know what I mean, working under Esau. You ain't going to be able to be a rapper or a singer. Good night. You got to kiss that dream goodbye. Because it's going to be done righteously over here in Christ's kingdom. That's why, man, give me Deuteronomy 30, Nathaniel. Deuteronomy 30. And start at verse 15.
Khan.
In Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15. Bubba Kushaw.
Khan, sir. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good.
Our God set before us life and good. Read.
Khan. Death, it's like it, and death and evil.
Now, this is what the Lord set up. The Lord set up before us the children of Israel. He told us that we have life and good, death and evil. Let me break that down for you. Life and good, the life is the commandments. If you keep the Lord's commandments, you'll be blessed. That's the good that will come to you by doing what the Lord says. Now, the death, ooh-wee, not just the physical death, because that can happen too, but you'll be dead spiritually. You eating that shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster being a whore or a whoremonger. Guess what? You're dead spiritually, black man and woman, Latino man and woman. And the evil, those are the curses that will come upon you. The Lord set us on this day, life and good, death and evil. Read.
Khan, verse 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways.
The Lord commanded us to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways. That's the first thing that we got to understand, is to love the Most High with all thy strength and all thy soul and with your body. That should be number one. If it is not, your priorities are not in check. And guess what? That is the first step to getting up out of here, I bud. When you don't love the Most High, you for damn sure not going to love your brother. And then when that death and that evil come, you know what you're going to do? You're going to blame everybody but yourself. I've seen it way too many times. When you fall out, you know what I mean? It's always, and it's always, oh, so and such did this, that, and the third happened to me. Grown ass men that I've seen. I expect women, but I've watched grown ass men, Nathaniel Allah, go on the internet and talk about, oh, this happened, that. Like, you sound like a battered woman. Like, brother, move on with your life. But you know why you can't? You know why you really can't? Because you lost your life. And it was your fault. You couldn't remain strong and serve the Lord and love the Lord. And now, in your mind, Satan is there with legion. Got you blaming everybody but yourself. And accountability is everything. You got to hold yourself accountable. Got to humble yourself and be like, damn, man, I messed up. That's a hard thing for a man to do. A woman as well. But for a man, you got to take accountability. You got to own up. Say that. Our people as a whole were supposed to walk in the Most High's ways, which starting with loving the Lord first. Read on.
Khan. And to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
That we may what?
That thou mayest live and multiply.
That thou may live and multiply. You want to live and multiply and have your family and build up the kingdom? Brother, you got to do what the Lord says. You got to keep his commandments. You can't not do them and think something's good. That's what kills me, Ibad. You think you can not do what the Lord says and be blessed. That's insane. Oh, you're going to get a reward, but it's not the reward you think it's going to be. Your reward is going to be that evil that the Lord spoke about, that death. Ooh-wee, keep reading.
Khan. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Let's keep reading.
Khan, verse 17. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear.
What's so important, the Lord said that when we go, that will bless thee in the land when thou go to possess it. The Lord is letting us know, man, like after we came out of Egypt, after, you know what I mean, the first Passover where the Lord sent the death angel to pass over Israel and killed the firstborn of everything in Egypt. They still talking about it to this day. Our God told us to keep his commandments, to love him, to keep his commandments. Loving the Lord is keeping the commandments. And loving thy brother as thyself. You keep those two, you can keep all the law. But the Lord, and that we will be blessed in our land. Want to know why we're not in our land blessed right now? Because of what verse 17 says. Read verse 17.
Sir.
Again.
Verse 17. But if thine heart turn away,
But if your heart turn away, if your mind turn away from the Most High, we read.
so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away.
We. But if thy heart turn away, your mind, so that thou won't hear. You won't hear the Lord no more. You won't keep his commandments, and you be drawn away. Some of you get drawn away by a woman. Some of you sisters will get drawn away by a man. Some of you will get drawn away by my family, my kids. Oh, that job. I gotta keep that job. Nigga, forget that job. And if so, forget that family. Christ said this. Who is my mother? Christ's mother, Mary, and his siblings came to camp while Christ was teaching. And the disciples said, Yahushua, my Lord, Salaki Adawan, your mother's here, your family's here, your brother's here. Christ looked at them and said, who is my mother? Who is my father? Who is my brother? And then pointed to them, the disciples. It said, those that do the will of my Father, that's my family. You're my family. And that's what we have to understand. I'm not telling you that you can't be a great father or a great mother or a great brother or sister or husband or wife. You can do that in here. You can do all of that in here. But if it comes to time where you have to choose between them and serving the Most High, brother, be mindful. If you pick the world, if you pick Esau's society, if you pick that elevator plantation, if you pick, you know what I mean, that pipe dream, or that woman or those kids or that man, guess what? Just so you know, you are making a grave mistake. A grave mistake that you will not recover from if you're not careful. If you be drawn away, read.
And worship other gods and serve them.
There you worshiping other gods and serving them. You get up out of here now. Now you're going back to the Christian church. You're going back to white Jesus. You're going back to Ishmael and Allah, a rock. Oh, you going back to serving yourself. You the God now. See, now you going back to serving you. Oh, we serving your flesh. I understand. But just so you know, you are a fool. Keep reading.
Verse 18. I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish.
Read that again, because that is hard. That's a bar. That's a bar. You need to tell these niggas that rap that if you that's on you too. Tell them this is tell them, bro. Let them know that this right here is a bar. That I denounce unto you this day that ye shall what?
Surely perish.
Nigga, you're gonna die. See, the Most High hard. He said, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish. Ooh, brother, that's heavy. That's heavy. If you don't honor your oath, and to me, that is the biggest. I have two fears. One and the same, actually. I fear the Most High. Fear being an oath breaker. Brother, ain't nothing more worse than that. There ain't nothing more worse. Like you could, imagine this, Nathan. You on the internet, you're telling anybody that would listen that you was done so dirty, so wrong, and you're talking smack the entire time. But then you got to close your eyes, or you got to look in that mirror and realize you're an oath breaker. That you failed our power. You failed our king. You failed the brotherhood. And you failed yourself. Brother, they don't think there is a greater shame than that. Listen, never want to look up and see any of y'all covers up there. I never want to see, that's a rough one. The Lord said, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish. You cannot think you can get up out this work and think you got it better. You cannot think if you out there in the world and you passing by and you like, oh, F them niggas. They don't know what they talking about. They dress weird. They look weird. They always yelling. I'm going to church. I'm going to that mosque. I don't got to keep the Passover. I'm going to go celebrate Easter. Brother, every Walmart we went to had like 100,000 of them little Easter eggs. And all that candy was on sale, brother. And I'm like, God damn. God damn. The wickedness that they promote and push onto our people is simply diabolical. That's what you're essentially choosing to go back to. All for what? Your pride. You got to cast that aside. You got to fight your flesh. You got to fight your demons. You have to. Keep reading.
Come. And that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither through passes over Jordan to go to possess, to possess it. Verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day unto you, against you.
That's another bar. Read that again.
Well,
the Lord was saying, you know what I mean, during that time that we should not prolong your days upon the land whether thou passes over Jordan to go possess it. You want to know why Israel was always in captivity, always fighting and losing against these other nations? Because we were disobeying our God. That's how we ended up in captivity, Nathan. How we end up in Babylon? How did we end up, you know what I mean, under the Persians and the Medes, under the Greeks, under the Romans? We're still under the Romans right now. We're perishing and our days ain't getting prolonged because we're doing evil against our God. Being in that Christian church, being Pentecostal, being, you know what I mean, a Baptist, you know what I mean, or a Seventh-day Adventist, being a Muslim, whether you're Sunni or Shiite or in the Nation of Islam, or if you're an Egyptologist, or if you're a 5%er, it's all evil to the Lord. It's all evil. And don't think you're going to prosper. You're not. You're going to perish. The Lord said, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. Read from there.
That I have set before you life and death.
The Lord said that he set before us life and death. Life is keeping the commandments. Give me Baruch 4:1, Ibad. Yes, sir. And the death is you being, not just being physically dead, but being spiritually dead from not keeping them, not knowing that you're an Israelite, not knowing that you're a Jew. Keep reading.
Blessing and cursing.
Blessing and cursing. Being blessed for keeping the commandments and being cursed for disobeying them. Read.
Therefore, choose life.
Therefore, what?
Choose life.
Choose life. There ain't no such thing as free will. You know how many simple brothers be like, hey, you know we got free will. Where is that? I want to know where that is. There is no such thing as free will. Our God just told us to choose life. That ain't a choice. That ain't an ultimatum. It's either choose life or die. God damn, the thunder. Is that an ultimatum? Is that free will? No. No. You better choose to live. You better do what the Lord tells you to and stop being simple and stupid out there celebrating Easter. You're going to celebrate Memorial Day. You're going to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. I know. You got to stop being a child and realizing what we were taught was wrong. That your pastor is wrong. Your imam is wrong when it comes to God. They don't know God. All they know how to do is take money and molest kids and do cocaine. That is all your pastor is good for. It's all your imam is good for. Our God told us to choose life. The pastor that is telling you that it's okay to eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, he's an evil bastard. He's an evil bastard for telling us that we don't have to keep the Passover. Because our God commanded us to do this. Nigga, who the hell are you to overrule the Most High? If you're supposed to be the mouthpiece of the Lord, you're supposed to be the one the Lord chose. But some of y'all are like, God damn, you mean to tell me the Lord chose T.D. Jakes? Hell no. The power bottom? I know the Lord didn't choose that, brother. I know the Lord didn't choose that sodomite down there in Atlanta, Jamal Bryant. His wife out there dressed like a whore. You know what I mean? He out there, you know what I mean, promoting it because he's a sodomite on the down low. A lot of them are. Let me tell you something, man. You better choose to serve the Lord. You better choose life. That was a commandment. That wasn't no ultimatum. You better choose you better choose the Lord. You better not eat that shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You better not celebrate Easter. You better not celebrate Memorial Day or your birthday. That's our problem. We don't take nothing seriously, the fun. We don't take, go ahead, brother. We don't take nothing serious.
It's so heavy because this very scripture is what I brought out to a brother that is in my slave because he felt like we had free will. So I had to like really dumb it down to him to where though it's like, yeah, if you tell your kid, listen, if you touch that remote, yeah, I mean, if you touch that remote, so like it, you touch that remote, or you pass me the remote, or you gonna have to go upstairs and clean your room.
Right.
You know, pass me the remote because my kid's real, you know, a little bad, a little smart. Yeah, I mean, so I asked, I was like, "What you think I gave him?" I mean, I told him if he give me that remote, or gonna have to go upstairs. No, he don't want to go upstairs and go to bed. So the only choice he rather do is, and just give me the remote because that's what I want him to do. I want him to, just like the Lord, he want us to follow these laws, the statutes that he given us. Yeah, I mean, just like my son, I want you to give me that remote. I want you to listen and obey me. So I'm gonna give you something, or I'm gonna give you an ultimatum to where those you either gonna go to bed or you're gonna give me that remote. You choose life or you choose death. What are you gonna choose every time? And that's life.
And what Nathan is saying is so heavy, right? He eloquently broke down how the Most High is a father. Son of Christ. The Lord is a father. The Lord is not a mommy. Mommy is like, okay, baby, it's okay. You don't have to give me the remote. F that. Give me the remote. Give me the remote and you go, listen, my father was rougher than you, Nathan. My father was, nigga, take the trash out or that's your ass. Go pick the belt. My father was diabolical. He had a drawer full of belts. And if I picked the light belt, that was it. God damn, like, that's a rough one. Are you going to choose to get your ass whooped? No, you're not. You're not. And if you do, you need your ass. That's Israel's problem. We need our ass whooped because we choose death. The Lord basically said, I'm going to give you everything. You're going to be on top of everybody. You are going to be in charge. All I want you to do, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't sleep with your brother's wife. Keep the Passover. Keep, you know what I mean, the feast days and high holy days. And that's it. We said, nah. I need them pork ribs. I want that white girl. God damn, I want a seafood boil. That was the thumb y'all food, the choice of the world. That's why he said it. He said, you don't understand. I'm joking, of course. The thumb y'all is the righteous brother. Righteous brother. That's just what you gotta understand. This is not an ultimatum. Like this is the Lord is saying, do this or you'll die. I mean, like the thumb was saying, pass you the remote, or you might as well take it up early. Go to sleep. What will you do? Blessing and cursing. Read on from there.
Come. Therefore, choose life.
Choose life. Choose to live. Choose to live. So many of our people got a death wish, man. You want to die. Thinking you'll live. Like, goddamn. Could you imagine the thing? We sitting up here, we all up on the bridge chilling, having a Sylvester, having a beer. And then somebody come by and be like, you know what? I'm going to jump. We say, brother, if you jump off this bridge, you going to die. Nah. I can fly. Okay. And now R. Kelly playing at your funeral while we bury you. That same song. God damn. You thought you could fly, huh? That's a rough one. That's a rough spot. But we're that stiff-necked people. Brother, we're the same people, right? They came out of Egypt. We saw the Lord send that death angel down. Unalive Every one of our ops. Imagine we are on the brink of destruction. We are on the brink of death. And the Lord comes down and spares us from that. And then a few days later, we ask him to go back. That's insane. We did that. You do, we did that, Matham. Like I know you know. We did that. Some of us said, I want to go back to Egypt. Like, well, goddamn. The Lord just made Egypt a desolate dust bowl. And it's still a desolate dust bowl to this day. You want to know why the real Hamites that are Mizraim or Matzarim in the Hebrew are not in Egypt right now? And why the Arabs have taken over? Because of the desolate dust bowl now. The Arabs like dust. They like that sand. They love that. They said, this is home. Now the real Mizraim, he's in the North and South Sudan right now in mud huts. He ain't never recovered from that. Imagine seeing that. Brother, imagine seeing. Brother, you're walking out of Egypt. You're walking out. We get down to the Red Sea. Pharaoh is chased after us. They trying to get us back and unalive us for what the Lord did. The Lord sends down a goddamn whirlwind or tornado, F5, and it's on fire. And it's making sure they can't get to us. Brother, that did it for me. I'm just saying, that did it for me.
Right.
Like I'd have looked at that shit like, yo, that's crazy. Like, and then our leader, who the Lord set up, takes his staff, goes out to the ocean, puts the staff in the ocean. And one part of the sea go that way, then the other part go this way, and then we go. Nigga, what more do you need to see?
Right.
That's why Christ said this is a people that require a sign. We have to. You got to show us. And this ain't the first time. We've seen all kind of miracles. Imagine raising a brother from the dead. Imagine I just dropped dead. Like, Bod, get up and be like, you died. Get up. Raise me from the dead. Brothers did that. Elijah did it. Peter did it. Christ did it. Raising brothers from the dead. Like, goddamn, that did it for me too. And I'm not saying like he just like cardiac, he can be revived. I'm talking about the nigga stinking. Like, he's done. Then he just get up and go back to, doing what he do. Right. Choose life. What more do you need to see? What more? Bro. Israel School of UPK, under Commander General Yohanan, have been prophesying and teaching the truth since 1969. What more do you need to see? What more? We've been prophesying about World War III since what, the 60s? And now look at you. Look at what's going on, brother. And it ain't over. It ain't over. You don't know, man. I'm a brother that like to listen. I wish I could put a parlay on Iran right now. I tell you, I put $25 on Iran. And then put another 50 on Russia with the Ukraine. And then put another 100 on China taking back Taiwan. And that'll be us. And because Commander General Yohanan told me that, that'll be a safe bet. Right. I'm really not gonna win no money. Because that's a safe bet. Yeah, I mean, because he told me. But to everybody else, those odds, brother, that payout would be immaculate. That payout would be ridiculous. It'll be a miracle bet to the heathens, but we know it's safe because the Lord already revealed this to the Israelite School UPK. We know this. The problem is you're gambling with your life by not being here and taking a bigger gamble if you were here and left. If I could put 25 on your destruction, I'd be up. And it might happen. That's why this ain't the time to be unwise. It ain't the time to be simple. You see what's going on right now? Bro, Iran is out there launching missiles at everybody. Brother, they hit Cyprus, Jordan, hit Saudi Arabia, they hit Qatar. Brother, just so you know, Iran is scheduled in June to play a FIFA game in Los Angeles. Brother, I do not watch FIFA, but I will that day. I will that day. I want to see what they're going to do. I want to see if they're going to make them withdraw because it ain't over. It ain't. Listen, they serious. They serious. They got their supreme leader up out of here. But brother, I think Benjamin Netanyahu out of here too. Keep popping up with these AI videos. It's a rough spot to be in, Matham. Let me show you what life is, man. Let me show you what every Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman has to do and understand. Let me Baruch the 4th chapter and the 1st verse like Bahaya.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
This is the book. The Bible is the book of the commandments of God. What that means and what we got to understand when it comes to our precepts, when it comes to our Bible, our God gave us the game. He gave us the playbook. This right here is our playbook on what to do, on how we supposed to live. Give me that. Ecclesiastes, but them y'all 12 and 13. Go ahead, I read on.
Yes, sir. And the law that endureth forever.
For a little bit.
Forever.
For about 5-10 minutes.
Forever.
The law that endureth forever. Keep reading.
All
Hold on. The law ain't here for a little bit. It ain't here for a short time. The law is here forever. Forever. So who the hell told you didn't have to keep the Passover? Who the hell told you? And when I say those, I'm talking about those brothers and sisters in the world. You know what I mean? You Christians and Muslims and you wicked bastards, man. I'm talking about you. Who the hell told you that? That you didn't have to do that. That you didn't have to keep any of the Lord's commandments. That you don't have to keep these high holy days and feast days, man. That's what's wrong with our people. You listening to the wrong ones. You listening to that pastor that don't give a damn about you. You listening to that imam that all they want is your money and your children. My God. Them Arabs is disgusting. Listen to fun. We had an Arab brother. We had a Muslim brother, a brother come up to us. He looked at Officer Marah and said, brother, he said that we are all wiping our ass the wrong way. We ain't supposed to use toilet paper or wipes. We're supposed to get running water and use our hands. I said, brother, I thank God that I'm in the Israelite school of UPK.
Right.
Because that brother wipe his ass with his own hands. Salaki. And then being that Islam, you cool with child marriages. You know what happened with Aisha? You know what happens in that Christian church? Our babies get molested all the time. Shame on you, Christians, man. Shame on you, Muslims. Black man and woman, now it's time to tighten up, to get right. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endure forever. The law was supposed to be here forever and still is. Precept, our king said in Matthew 5 and 17, think not that I've come to destroy the law or the prophets. I've not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Christ didn't come to destroy the law, statutes, and commandments or destroy the priests that came before him. He came to fulfill it, to show us how it's done, because the law of God endures forever. Keep reading.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Everyone that keeps it, brother, we come to life. You come to life. You think you're living right now. You're not. You are not living right now. Keep reading.
But such as leave it shall die.
But such as leave it shall die. If you keep the commandments, you live. But if you don't, you die. And not just the physical death that we all got to go through, but a spiritual one. You dead right now spiritually. You the walking dead. You so worried about a zombie apocalypse, brother, nigga, you are the zombie. You the zombie that love pork, that love lobster, that love whores, that love being a whoremonger, that love being a sodomite, being LGBTQP. P is for pedophilia. Now it's time to change. Give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. This is what we have to understand as the Lord's chosen people of how we are supposed to live our lives. Read.
Fear God.
Fear what?
Fear God.
Fear the Most High. We have to fear the Most High as the Lord's chosen people. Keep reading.
And keep his commandments.
And what?
And keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments. You have to fear the Most High. That's the first thing. Fear God. The problem is you don't fear the Most High. You fear Esau. You fear the Arab. You fear these other nations. You need to fear the Most High Yahweh. The Most High can destroy you in this life and your next life. Remember that. What Esau can do is temporary. What these heathens can do is temporary. The Lord can make sure that your life is terrible and miserable every day for as long as you live or will ever live in the future. Fear God. And what?
And keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments. That's what you got to understand and realize. Now, if I could, I'll get one more. I'll let y'all go. I'll clip it. Give me Revelation.
Come.
Revelations 18 and verse 4. Let me get that, Baba Bashaw.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4.
Go ahead.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
The Lord said, come out of her, my people. And we got to take ourselves out of this place spiritually. Our problem is, man, is that you want to love America. You're no different than Lot's wife. You want to know why Lot's wife looked back at Sodom and Gomorrah? Because she was in love with it. She loved it. She loved that place. The Lord is saying this, that we got to come out of her, come out of Babylon. America is Egypt and Babylon. And listen, America is Egypt and Sodom on steroids. It's Babylon, the great whore. It ain't no different than Sodom and Gomorrah, no different than Babylon, no different than any of these other kingdoms, you know what I mean, that would have dominion over us. But the difference is this is the big boy. This is Babylon, the great whore that the Lord is going to destroy. That's why we got to come out of her, my people. Come out of that mindset. Stop believing that you free white in 21. Stop thinking that you can live like the oppressor. The Lord said to envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, man. Keep reading.
Come. That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
And that ye receive not of her plagues. You don't want to receive of any of her sins, and that you don't want to receive of the plagues, because they are coming. And with that being said, man, I'm your brother. I'm Priest and Officer of 5,000, Yadiyah. And I'm going to pass the class off to Priest and Officer of 500, Nathaniel.
Shalom, Israel. It's the ISRAELITES security announcements. Where the ISRAELITES are out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After the 6th month, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can read about that in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, or Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, Mayashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation will be, is the Feast of the First Fruit.
We are in the feast.
We are in the feast. We're in the Feast of the First Fruit.
So we're in the feast of
We are in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It closed. It started today. It started yesterday. Salaki. It started yesterday and Sunday. If any Akim wants to become a trooper in the school, start to wear all black boots, pants, shirts, and headbands. And with that, man, Israel, stand. We're gonna get one courtesy salute. And Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Amaydru, Barak, Yahweh, Ashmatah, Sar, face the sisters. Sisters, we're gonna give Man of Israel, we're gonna give the sisters one courtesy salute. Man of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Amaydru, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Latham, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ashmatah, Francis.
I need you to set up. We're gonna set up Blackwash.